Andreas Georgiou here at CW Unplugged at the BT Studios, now joined by Shaj Haque. Massive unanimous decision victory there over Sam Creasey. Arguably, in my opinion, one of the best performances we've seen out of you. How did you feel out there tonight?
I felt good. I felt like the only I didn't get the finish that I really wanted. But I talked to my coach. I said this. I told him before, and we had a talk. After this fight should have been in the main card. I'm going to go for this fight, and whatever happened today, whether I lost or won, it was going to be a hell of a fight. And I said I'm going to go in there, put it in there. If Creasey's good enough to keep it up with me, it's going to be one hell of a fight. And he stood there for 3 rounds. He's given me it, he gave it back, and I knew it was going to be a good fight.
It was a really good fight. I'll give you that one. I mean, there has been some criticism of you in the past about your style and that you look to take it down and maybe sit on them, out wrestle them, out grapple them. Yeah. That was not the case here tonight, and you were throwing that looping right hand and it was landing time and time again.
Yeah, I worked on it. A lot of people thought I was a bit of a grinder because the first few fights that I had, it was early in my career. I was still kind of finding my feet. I was, I didn't quite have a style yet, and everybody just thought because it was one of them things. I managed to beat them wrestling. I didn't think of striking. I kind of underestimated my striking, and it was after everybody gets it, and I think Sam Creasey's going to get it. He was undefeated. You lose your first fight, and then you realise who you really are. I lost my first fight as a first pro fight, and then I evolved into a striker. I realised I'm going to go right back to my roots. I was a kickboxer before I even learned how to grapple. So I went right back there, and I put my wrestling with it, and I thought I'll show it today. That's why I did a bit of everything.
Yeah, let's talk about Sam Creasey quickly. Yeah. This was his first loss. You handed him his first defeat. At flyweight, he's kind of flitted between 135 and flyweight. In his career, he's had some weight issues. Yeah. This was his first real test in his career, without a question. You said he's going to learn a lot from this loss. What can he learn from this?
I think he'll find out who he really is, what he wants to do. To be my honest opinion, I think if he was a bantamweight, he'll do a lot better. Guys that cut too much weight, I fought so many of them. Yeah, the struggle because the weight cut. Yeah, that's it. We intelligently took that fight. Ronnie Man, I knew at featherweight, he's a beast. Well, my coach went, look, this guy can't beat you at bantamweight. He cannot beat you. He was that confident. I was going, are you sure? This is Ronnie Man we're talking about. Yeah. My coach, he's very clever. People underestimate him. He knows what he's talking about. He said the same with Creasey. He goes, he cuts too much weight. He can't keep up with your pace, and he's not going to be stronger than you after the first 2 minutes of the fight, which is kind of what happened. In the first round, he gave me a bit of trouble, and after that, it was just all go.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's interesting right now if we look at the flyweight division. You fought Ronnie Sahade previously, Bama 23. That was
a bullet. He dodged a bullet. Yeah, I mean, no one likes to make excuses. I was fired up from that fight. I actually told my coach I watched that fight of me losing to him yesterday to fire me up today because that fight I should have pulled out. I had a viral infection. I came off the tablets on the Monday, so you can imagine that the weigh-in was on the Friday. I couldn't train for the last week and a half of the fight, but I took it because I knew it's one of them things you don't want to pull out when you're kind of able. I went in there and I thought maybe I can give it. I gassed out. I mean, you've seen, I don't gas out. Yeah, I gassed out in the first round, and this doesn't happen to me. And everybody thought I can't wrestle. And I thought it was really frustrating to see that I lost in a way that I shouldn't have lost. I honestly don't believe Ronnie's a better fighter than me. He's a good fighter, but I honestly believe that should have been me with them belts. Yeah. I should have had it, but I'm back in Cage Warriors and I'm going to get this belt. I'm going to get that UFC shot.
That's what I'm going to say. It looks like there's 2 different paths now. Ronnie's there at Bama. You're here at Cage Warriors. Post-fight, you called for that championship belt from Ian Dean, Graham Boylan. Who else is there out there besides Ronnie Sahade, Pietro Menga that they can match with you?
Pietro Menga won't fight me. That's just, I think I've accepted it. It's a bit like he's trying to do a Mayweather on a Pacquiao. I'll fight anybody. I'm kind of walking my way through. Pietro Menga, he's trying to find that, I'm trying to beat these guys, certain guys specifically picking his fights where they're quite good still, but it's a low risk for him. It's all in his terms. I'm sure, he's got to bring his own skills to stand on. It's just not happening. Yeah. Pietro Menga, I've wanted to fight that guy. I respect him. He's a good fighter. But I think right now, look through my record, look through his record. You look at who I've beat, look at who he's beat. I'm definitely the better. I'm the top UK flyweight.
Do you not think that fight will happen?
I don't know. I don't think he'll fight me unless that's his last option. But I don't know. I feel like for years he's just looked for every other route but me, and. Yeah. I don't know. I'm ready to fight whenever he wants it. I was hoping that we can get the title fight or something. If he'd fight for Cage Warriors, let's do it. I'm ready for it. But yeah, see what happens.
Yeah, last one from me now. As I said, you've called for that belt. You finally have the opportunity. I know you have some other belts made for the cage, but you have the opportunity to realise a dream and become a British European champion, whatever you want to call it, the Cage Warriors champion. Yeah, and I'm going to be the
first Bangladeshi world champion too.
Exactly. There's a lot of history out there for you if you do it. Yeah. How special, how achievable is it for you?
I see it. I'm like, it's my goal. My coach has always inspired me to be the best in the world, and it's true. I looked at the guys in the Ultimate Fighter. One of these guys are going to get a shot at Demetrius Johnson, and that should have been me there.
Yeah.
You know, and I didn't get in. And
I remember you campaigning.
Yeah, and I didn't get in. I think it was more down to my talk. I didn't, you know, some people need to trash talk. Some people I'm not that kind of guy, but you know, I'm going to make my skills do the talking now. Yeah, I'm going to go through people, and eventually, I'm sure they can't dodge us forever.
Well, you've talked fantastically in this interview, so I can't knock you there.
Yeah, I just want it now. I really want it. I feel like, you know, I'm at the peak of my career. I'm 26. You know, I'm in the next few years of my peak. Yeah, I want to see what I can do. I'll find out who I am in the next few years.
Well, Shaj, you know, we're really excited to see how you progress, and hopefully you do get that shot at the Cage Warriors belt. Best of luck, my friend.
Thank you very much. Cheers. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Thanks a lot.